Hey guys, today we are going to connect with Hedi, who has made it to Penn State University with scholarship. So let's check it out. Hey Hedi, so welcome
Okay.
on board. So Hedi, can you tell about a little bit about his story? Like, there's a very interesting fact. Like, you have been born and brought up in Tunisia and then moved to France. So, can you just give a brief description of that part of your story?
Sure. Is Hedi. I was born and raised in Tunisia, in
Mm-hmm.
North Africa, for
Mm-hmm.
18 years, where I
Mm-hmm.
graduated from a French high school, actually. Then, after this experience in Tunisia, where all my family lives,
Mm-hmm.
I, I moved out to Nancy. Nancy is a very small city in the northeast of France.
Mm-hmm.
For 5 years, where I graduated with two master degree, one in engineering and one in economics. So
Mm-hmm.
Nancy is a very small city on the northeast side of France. It's
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful, a very nice place to grow up and to study. It's like the state college of France. It's mostly
Mm-hmm.
mostly students, so it's a very nice place.
Hopefully, I get
So
it. Yeah, Hidi, go on. Sorry.
yeah, no, I was going to say that most of the students would go on an exchange year. In Europe, it's called Erasmus, but I prefer to stay in Nancy for the 5 years to enjoy the full experience there, you know. So France was actually my international experience. I was coming from Tunisia,
And
but I
one
took
thing
the
more,
opportunity
yeah,
to
another thing
do
special
some.
about you is what I heard is that you're a very multilingual character. Like, Italian, French, Spanish, and whatnot.
Yeah, I was lucky. I'm a lifelong learner, and I love to learn new languages. I have a part of my family who is Italian and Spanish, so I wanted to get to know that part and learn these languages. So yeah, I studied Italian for 3 years and Spanish for about 7 years. French and Arabic are my mother tongues, and then I started to learn English only when I was 17. So it was like 10 years ago.
Great, great, great. Hopefully, you can recommend us also how to go about it. Yeah, like what I see, that learning attitude is still carrying on, and you are kind of going into the next part of your career, like where you're again pursuing a master's degree into a master's in business management, hopefully, with Penn State University. Can you give a brief description, like why did you choose Penn State and how did you prepare for getting into Penn State? Friends, to just give you a brief, Freddie has got a admit from Penn State University, and he has got a scholarship from Penn State University. So kudos to Hedi on that.
Yeah, so as you said, I've been admitted to Penn State for the full-time MBA program in
Mm-hmm.
State College, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I had a great time, I really had a great time in my previous company working in supply chain and had great opportunity. I felt that, it was a time for me to move on
Mm-hmm.
and to look for new opportunities. And I felt that the time was, yeah, that Penn State was a good opportunity for me because it would help me to go into a top innovative company in the US
Mm-hmm.
and learn different things. As I said, I'm a lifelong learner,
Yeah.
so I was ready to chat to challenging MBA program in the US, so I can deepen my knowledge in supply chain and get to know new things like finance or economics.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually came to Penn State last September to visit the school during one of the MBA preview day, which is very good because you get to visit the school, to talk to the current students, talk to the staff, so, and ask you questions. So it was really good to have this day, and I felt very welcomed by everyone. I even got answers, which was really good. And Smeal has a small community size, only 60 students by class. And you feel the small size community, you feel that in class, everybody talks together, they all share their knowledge, and they all here to learn from each other. And I really loved that when I went there.
Okay,
So this
great.
is why I chose actually.
Okay, so while you are actually getting into Penn State, you might have to actually prepare for your GMAT, the choosing of the B school. Obviously, choose the part of how to choose a B school is already you briefed it. Like, how did you prepare for GMAT, and what are the materials or anything that you want to recommend our friends to?
Yeah. So as you said, I really wanted to get into Penn State because they have one of the best supply chain program. So in my mind, I wanted Penn State and only Penn State. But then for the GMAT, so I had to prepare for the application, and 2 points I really had to focus on were the GMAT, as everybody else, and the TOEFL because I'm an international student. So I was living in Strasbourg in France, which is a small city close to the German border, and there is no structure there to help you with the GMAT. So I looked on Google, looked for teachers or any structure that could help me. And I contacted actually a teacher in Paris who specialized in helping students to study for the GMAT. And he was very nice to me. He sent me tons of documentations, exercises, and very good tips to prepare for the GMAT. So after he sent me that, I just studied at home every day after work, every night, about 2 3 hours every day. I exercise. I took some GMAT tests by myself. It was very difficult. It wasn't easy because you had to go back to the you had to learn at school. I have an engineer background. Some people have a completely different background, so they don't even know what the things that we already know, especially regarding to math, statistics, and these kind of things. So it was easier for me, but I can see that others might struggle more with, especially with the math parts. So as I told you, I studied at home. I had great support from my family who really helped me by encouraging me every day, which was really good. And then I scheduled a test in Paris. I went to Paris to take the exam in a specialized center, as there was none in Strasbourg. So it was very good to go to Paris for a day, a round trip day, just to take these tests. Everything went well. Even if I didn't get a great score at the GMAT, I still wanted to apply to Smeal because I knew I had a strong application with my engineering background and everything that I wanted to bring to this school, especially with my supply chain background. And as I say, I also had to prepare the TOEFL, which is the English test to evaluate your level in English, as also a requirement from all the US schools. So I downloaded some free exercises on Google, took some free tests, and then I just passed the exam in a specialized center in Strasbourg, which is quite easy to schedule and to pass as long as you're prepared, of course.
Great, great, great. I'm sure like a few of your friends will I try to reach you out to understand what you in specifics of what you did. But moving on to your now maybe the goals post MBA that you're preparing for. Like you told, you're from a supply chain background and you are a lifelong learner. Like you are, that's the adjective you want to associate yourself with. So, given that are the two things that you're associated with, so are you thinking of maybe changing careers from a supply chain to something else, or you're trying to continue with this, or the target companies you're looking for? If you want to throw some light on that also.
Yeah. So I think I've seen a study saying that 2/3 of the students that got into MBA program want to switch career, which is us. From my side, I'm a part of the 1/3 who
Okay.
wants to say what he's doing. I truly love supply chain. I'm passionate about supply chain because it's all about relationships. You get to talk, you get to work with cross-functional teams globally, and you get to talk to so many people, which is very good. So I really wanted to stay in supply chain, but I wanted to diversify my knowledge, for example, with an internship in procurement. And I was working for a chemical company, and I wanted to move to a tech company or even a healthcare company because I want to work for a corporation that is very close to people and who wants to help people in our world, help to change the life of the people in our world. So it was the main reason I wanted to switch company and take it to the next level by joining a challenging MBA program. So I want to stay in supply chain, diversify my knowledge with procurement or logistics, and then move to a more global supply chain position.
Okay, got it. So the basic thing is that you want to basically diversify the overall learning thing, by gaining knowledge about the other skill and gaining the skill sets that you want to, and perhaps that's one of the common reasons most of us want to do an MBA. And
Yeah.
secondly, the thing that you stated, you have an helping attitude, and probably you're looking for healthcare companies, maybe the pharmaceutical or something else, where you'll be able to help the overall audience. And that's something we are also trying to do here, so that we can educate the masses about what can be done to get into an MBA and what are the things that they can do. So yeah, so I think at least the objective wise we are on the same part. Can you just throw some light about any specific companies that you're looking for specifically? Oh.
Yeah. So as I said, I want to work for a company who wants to help people. If you look at the pharmaceutical healthcare company, I'm more targeting companies such as Amgen, such as Novartis, Sanofi, Pfizer. They are not the biggest companies, but they are very, very good companies who work for their people and who really treat good their employees. So it's very important for me. And if I look at tech companies who also want to change people's lives, and they have a very good work environment. I have in mind Dell, which recruits a lot at Penn State, and also Microsoft and Apple, amongst others.
Great,
Hopefully,
great, great. So yeah, hopefully you get through the dream companies that you're hoping for, and kudos to you again on your success. And so yeah, those were the things I had in my mind, Hedi. But one thing I would actually like to tell the masses out here is that other than the things that Hedi already told, he's the someone he actually gets along with people very well. So I know Hedi for maybe a couple of months at that max, and that's through calls and everything else. And obviously we are from cultures, but still I suppose that we share a very good bond harmony between us, and something I enjoy personally.
yeah. And honestly, I've spent so good weeks this past weeks with you guys, with you and the
Mhm,
other incoming students. We
mhm,
get to talk to each other on WhatsApp and Facebook, and I
mhm.
feel more confident going into this MBA program, knowing that I already have friends waiting for me there.
Yeah, hopefully you get through this year only. Your visa thing and everything goes through. I know this virus thing is kind of is a surprise package that came in the way. I don't know whether it's something that you expected it to. Obviously, none of us expected it to be, but hopefully it's a good surprise at the end of the day. Everything falls in place. Just fingers crossed on that part. Yeah, yeah.
I
So
think none
it
of us expected that.
yeah, so those were the things. I think it was great interacting with you, and the people who will be actually watching this series will get a lot of good valuable content on this, and hopefully they can, if they want to reach out, please comment on the video, and we will obviously read out those to Hedi and he can take those in person. So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely hesitate to contact me whenever you need any advice, any tip. I'm very happy to help. Networking is very important in supply chain, and you should start as soon as possible. So don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to
Mhm.
help.
Thanks a lot, Hedi. Thanks a lot, Hedi, for sharing time with us, and all the best for you in your future.
Thank you, Claria. Thank you so much.